Well, I'm done with this project, but I'm going to show you one more thing. I'm not going to fix it, but it's something that you need to be aware of. Okay, see where I'll get you out here a little further. The pop-up valve is connected in there, and see this here? This is a plastic nut, and on the back side, did you see that? Look at that. I've got water there, and it's been dripping ever so slightly right there. Now generally, if you don't have the water plugged up or anything, or if you're just running water, chances are most of the time the water's going to run down here. But if you leave the water run for a few minutes, you could start getting a drip out of here. And there's a little washer in there, and that washer can be replaced. Also, there's threads, male flip threads in on the plastic. You could undo this, and then you could wrap some Teflon tape on there. And sometimes the Teflon tape will work instead of replacing that little rubber washer. You know what? I wasn't going to do that, but I think I better take that off because it is dripping. I do see it, and I shouldn't. You know, a good service person is not going to leave anything. See, my fingers are wet. It's wet right down in there, and that's never going to get dry until this gets fixed. So to take that off, you're just going to unscrew it righty-tighty, lefty-loosey as you're facing it. So left would actually be, if you're looking at it from here, would be from this side going down, because if you're looking at it wrong, you might think, oh, that's to the right up there, you know, like that, going up. It's counterclockwise. Okay, you go to the right. Or, I'm sorry, clockwise, you go to the right. Counterclockwise, you would go to the left. So righty-tighty, lefty-loosey, that's what that means. Now I'm going to go ahead and unscrew that and pop that out of there. And then I'll just take this off. This is a spring-loaded little goodie here, and that'll take this off. That way I'll bring this out from under here. Then I don't have to work on it upside down. You know what I mean? Now, if you were just going to be replacing your pop-up, let's say your pop-up broke off the head of it or something, you could just unscrew this and just leave it dangle. Then you can pull your pop-up out, okay? But in this case, we're going to take it out all the way. Now, speaking of pop-up, sometimes your top may come off, and you might try to screw it back on. You might think, oh shoot, I've got to replace it because I twist it and twist it and twist it. And Joe said, righty-tighty, lefty-loosey, come on, what's the deal? Well, sometimes on pop-up valves, it's the other way. It's the very opposite. And you know, not all pop-up valves, so you always have to be careful when you're trying to unscrew this, because if you're going the wrong way with a pair of pliers, grabbing that with a pair of pliers, you might be actually twisting off the plastic head underneath there. So be careful with that. Good grief, Charlie Brown. This is how I found it. See, I unscrewed that first, and this was in here like that. And look at that. It's supposed to be facing that way, and they had it facing this way. That's one bad no-no. And you see this here too. See what else I see that I don't see? Here's your threads. Remember I said there's supposed to be a washer around there? See, there's a little collar right there. See, right there. There should be a rubber gasket, an O-ring that fits on there. That's why that was dripping. So first off, I know that's got to go that way. That's going to go like that. And because there's no O-ring there, I'm going to wrap Teflon tape around these threads. And I believe that's how I'm going to fix it. Now see, these threads are really super fine too. And because it was dripping, you know, I could have taken a wrench. I could have taken my pliers and I could have tightened this up a little bit. But here's something that if you do that, maybe you tighten it up so much that you start cross-threading, ripping these threads and making new threads because they're only plastic, see? You're only going to do this so tight with a pair of pliers. You could twist and twist and twist. You see how you're going to wreck that? Okay. So I think I have some Teflon tape with me. And if I don't, I'll have to go back and get some. But that's my next step. Put Teflon tape on here. That's some tape that gets wrapped around here. And then that'll help resolve my leak issue.